So today what we're going to talk about is what is on my vision board. So I figured I was going to do it when it was like all filled up, but I figured I should do it now and just like update it, because I thought that would be kind of fun to just do like updates. And I'm standing on this side. I hope it's not too bad, but because this side is like blank and it's like for whatever reason it's all on this side when I made it. I literally don't know why. This was not planned to make it look like an invisible line goes down the center. But anyway, I want to go through each of the little pictures because like I made them kind of small because I want plenty of room for like a bunch of stuff on here. So yeah, there was a small part of me that when I first made this I was kind of sad that I didn't make it bigger, but like there's plenty of room now for a bunch of stuff, so I'm kind of happy about it, honestly. Let's start with good old Tony Robbins. I'm probably going to zoom this in or like have a little picture like in one of the corners or something so you can see it better. I don't know. So I want to start out with Tony Robbins. It says, it's got little Tony Robbins here, you know, like looking all serious and like official. And his quote that says, what you think about yourself matters. And that meant a lot to me because I think that positive self-talk, which is a video I did on my Instagram, IGTV, positive self-talk is a really important thing to me and I practice it. And you know, some days it's hard to practice it, but it is so important to practice it like as much as you can, and hopefully like every day you practice positive self-talk. But yeah, so what you think about yourself matters because, you know, like positive self-talk is really important, and if you think about yourself negatively, then that's gonna be what you manifest. And that's also this thing is also like, when I talk about manifesting, I'm talking about like law of attraction. It's like what you think matters because what you think you attract. So if you think like, oh, negatively about yourself or in whatever aspect, like you're gonna get like whatever you focus on matters. So like if you focus on negative, like you're gonna get negative things out of it. Like out of life, you're gonna get negativity because you look for it. Number one, because that's what you're saying to yourself, or like that's what you're discussing with someone else every day. You're talking about the negative all the time. That's what you're going to focus on, and that's what you're suddenly going to have in your life more of. And that's why when people are constantly negative, they're like, oh, look, another bad thing happened. What you focus on matters. What you think about yourself matters. What you think in general matters. And again, about the law of attraction, if you think positively about yourself, if you think positively about your life in general, positive things will manifest. So that is what that means to me, and that's what I think of every time I look at this, is just like, think positive because that's what you want to manifest. So that's what that means. I hope that wasn't too long. Let's go with Gary Vee because we're talking about people, I guess. Gary Vee, I chose this picture of him because like he's on a magazine cover, he's all successful, like that's like, I want to be like a successful motivational speaker and whatnot. He doesn't really consider himself a motivational speaker, but he motivates me, so that's what I consider him. Anyway, and he's really more of a business guy, but yeah, I mean he's the one that got that, like I watched some of this stuff and I was like, dang, I gotta do stuff on social media too, because the stuff that he's doing with social media is like crazy, and like he's super like educated on it, so like it's just crazy to hear him talk about it. This is important to me because like I want to be on Entrepreneur Magazine one day, because I like think that that's cool to be on a magazine cover, like literally any magazine cover, not necessarily this one. I mean, I think it'd be really cool, like if I was on a magazine cover, I could be like, Mom, I made it, you know, like they got a picture of me, like I got the center, like big giant picture of me on the cover, like I'm all successful, and like that's what I want to do one day, is get on a magazine cover and like be like, this guy's so smart, you know, like this is like 100 brilliant ideas, and like that's what I want for my life, is to be really successful and whatnot. So yeah, that's what that means to me. Let's go down here to the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini it's a Huracan. I hope I said that right, because I really like this car, so I practiced how to say this name. So I think it's, I'm almost positive it's pronounced the Huracan. I hope I said that right. I hope like no one who's like super into cars is like, huh, you said it wrong. But so that's the Lamborghini Huracan. It's the exact like model that I want. It's got the white with the black leather interior, and it's so pretty. I love it so much. And like, I'm not one for material things, honestly, but like, just like if I, like when I learn how to drive and like when I can afford this, if I can get myself this car, I'm just like amazing. I would love it so much if I could just get this car, like, honestly. And but that's just what that means to me is I just really like that car and like would like it one day because I like it a lot and I think it looks really cool and beautiful. Like, I just like the car. So it doesn't really have much of a deep meaning except like I just really like the car and would like it one day. Let's go here, which is like in the top left corner here. It's Mel Robbins' book, The 5-Second Rule, and that means a lot to me because, this one does have a deep meaning because the 5-second rule is the last motivational speech I ever heard from like Mel Robbins. She was doing an interview about like how she came up with the 5-second rule and how it changed her life, and that was what I was listening to, and that's what I finished listening to when I decided to make We Are One the motivational account and go into motivational speaking. And literally, I remember that moment was like it was yesterday. I was working out, and I was listening to that while I was working out, and then I was just like, dang, like, like I like love listening to other people motivate people. Like, why can't I do that? Like, I've been through things, and I have life experiences that could help them in their life, and why can't I do that? Like, I'm perfectly equipped to do that just as much as the next person. So like, why not me? And literally, I had a little voice in my head that was like, I don't know, like, am I good enough to be a motivational speaker? I literally was like, you know what, screw this. Like, I don't want to listen to this like little voice on my head that says like, oh, maybe you're not good enough. Like, I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and make this Instagram account. And I did, obviously, because, I mean, that means a lot to me because I literally remember that moment like it was yesterday when I was like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm making this Instagram account. And that decision to commit to the 5-second rule and I still use the 5-second rule like all the time. All the time. I use it all the time. It's just so useful for me personally. Like, that might not work for you, but it really works for me. So I kept that up there because it is really beneficial to me, and it is something that changed my life because it motivated me to make the Instagram account that changed my life in terms of finally getting into motivational speaking. So that's what that means. And speaking of Instagram, let's go over here, across from it, and this is just like a 10K follower thing. And, like, speaking of social media, like, Gary Vee is always like, it doesn't matter about the followers or the likes, just post content, and, like, whatever, like, it doesn't matter, like, you'll get followers. But for me, it's really important for me to, like, get 10K at least, like, one day. Like, I'm striving for, like, 1,000 this year, and if I really want to, like, I can get to 10K this year too. I believe in myself, but that's just like for me to just know that like I'm doing something right. Like, people like my content, they're following me, like I should keep doing this because a lot of people are interested. So yeah, so that's what that means, is like it's really important to me to like hit the 10K mark. Anyone that like is super into like monetization and like how to make a career off of social media knows that like a lot of platforms require like 10K to get monetization. I think is 10K is for it's 10K for YouTube, and I think it's like 10K to add like links to your Instagram stories or like getting verified on Instagram, either one. So 10K is like a number that's like I can finally start making money off of what I love doing. As well as just like the thing that I talked about where it's like people love my content and people are following me. So it's like both of those things where it's like I'm proud of myself because I got to a point where I can make money off of it, but like what I love doing. So those two things like the reason that I have that there. If we go back down, it's also another thing on the 5-second rule. It says if you have an impulse to act on a goal, you must physically move within 5 seconds or your brain will kill the idea. Which is literally like the definition of the 5-second rule. And that's just like a reminder for me to be like, that's why that's there. And like, again, that reminds me of the day that I literally just like impulsively like decided to make the Instagram account, and it's changed my life. So that's what that means to me. That's kind of short, but that's what that means. Life begins, if you go across, we go to another one. It's kind of small. It says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And that means a lot to me because I'm a strong believer in if you stay in your comfort zone, you don't ever improve. You just stay, you just plateau, which is something that I talk about. You know, I talked about plateauing in your life a little bit in the IGTV video that I did a couple days ago. And it was like related to positive self-talk, but I feel like plateauing in your life can be applied in a general sense too, which I should probably make a video on. Yeah, and that just means a lot to me because I'm a strong believer in the fact that you have to get outside of your comfort zone to improve and to get access to amazing opportunities and to meet amazing people. You have to go outside where you're used to, and you have to go outside, literally, of your comfort zone. So that's what that means to me. And if you go up, it's a little microphone that says Inspire with the microphone cord. I just put this because I do have, one of my dream jobs is to become a successful motivational speaker, and I do want to inspire people with what I say and what I do. So that is just like a reminder for me for like, I will become a motivational speaker, I will inspire others, I will stand up on a stage with a microphone in my hand, and I will inspire other people and like be able to have a keynote speech and all that fun stuff. I will be able to hold that microphone in my hand one day and do that on a large scale. And if you go up from there, there is a Canon DSLR camera, and I've always wanted one of these. I'm also super into film, and one of my dream jobs is to become a film director. So I've always wanted a really nice camera. So Canon DSLR, freaking like my dream for literal years. Like I've dreamed of having this. So this is a really big deal to me because again, I'm not a big material thing person, but like this means a lot to me. Honestly, it really, really does. So that's something I've always wanted, and that's why that's there. And if we go up to the last one here, this is a Rolex watch. And this does kind of have a deep meaning, even though it is a material thing. And again, I'm not a big person on material things, which is probably at the end of this video, you're like, you put like a number of material things on your like vision board, so clearly you are into material things, but I'm really not. It's just like literally like these three things are like the material things that like it would be nice to have one day. And this I really, really want, but like this is just like whatever, like the car, the Lamborghini would be really nice, but like this Rolex watch is like, did I say Rolex? I just said Rolex, not Rolex, I said Rolex. That's great. Anyway, this is a Rolex watch, and I put a Rolex watch on here because literally I was like, I don't know how old it was, like let's say like 9 or 10. I noticed that like in the ads for Rolex watches, I was like, those are like really like well put together, distinguished men, and like one day I want to be like that, and one day I want to have the money and whatever I want to be able to afford this watch. And for me, like whether it's like I go to the Oscars or like and get an award and get nominated for an award or whatever, and like I go to the Oscars and like I'm really successful as a film director or an editor, like that means to me like if when I can afford this, that means I've made it. Like that's just it for me. Like I feel like a lot of people have like things like when I'm successful I'll get this thing, and then that's like when I quote unquote made it. But like that Rolex watch, not specifically that one I guess, but just getting myself a Rolex watch and actually buying it for myself, like not like a gift from someone as much as that would mean to me, but like it's really important to buy that for myself. And that goes for everything on this vision board that is a material thing. Like I need to buy it for myself, and that's really important to me because that means that, you know, like I've put in the hard work to do that, and that's why I want a Rolex watch, just because like when I either am a really successful film director or editor and I can afford that watch, or like I'm really successful like Tony Robbins and like I'm a motivational speaker or like a life coach or whatever you want to call it, when I have enough money to buy this Rolex watch for myself, that's when I made it. And that's just like a reminder that like one day I will make it and be super successful and be able to just like buy myself a Rolex watch and just wear it with pride. And that's what that means, and that is how my vision board is doing so far. I hope you like this video. I hope it wasn't too boring, but that's what's on my vision board so far. Definitely needs to be updated. There's plenty of space, even on this side still, and obviously plenty of space on where I'm not standing. So that's that. So that's like literally my whole entire thing. You can totally see it. If I lean up against this wall, I can see the whole thing. And that is what is on my vision board, and it will slowly fill up as I film more and more of these videos. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, tell me why. If you did, like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff like all the YouTubers say. So, yeah. Hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.